สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. So in the curry chapter of my cookbook, I talk about there being two types of curries, the coconut-based one and a water-based one, and the coconut one sort of rich and creamy, and the water-based one sort of brothy and light. Well, this dish is sort of an in-between. So it's got coconut milk in it, but it's light enough that I literally drink it like soup. It's so good. And we use a combination of meat and vegetables that is so popular. It's called แกงไก่ฟักเขียว Gang is curry, gai is chicken, and fak kiao is winter melon, which is this big thing in front of me here. This is something that my grandmother makes quite a lot, and it's one of my absolute favorite ways to have a curry. So let's get started. So winter melon, if you've never had it before, really doesn't have much of a flavor on its own, but when you cook it, it absorbs flavor of the things around it really well. It becomes super soft and delicious. Now in Thailand, winter melon's about the size of a butternut squash. I have never seen something so big until I came to Canada. It's so big, in fact, that they cut it up and sell it to you in slices like this. I have seen like a full one, and it's this massive thing. It's crazy. So anyhow, what I want to do is cut off the peel and also the seeds and cut this into sort of inch cubes. All right, this is a very simple dump and stir kind of curry. I'm going to start out by putting just about half of my coconut milk into this pot here and reduce it. Oh, and I brought this coconut milk all the way from Thailand because it's so good. My brother, who lives in Thailand, told me, I found this new coconut milk and it's awesome and you have to try it. And I tried it and it really is. And I love the fact that I can seal it again so I don't have to transfer the rest of it into something else. So while that's coming to a boil and reducing, let's look at the protein. So I've got here some chicken, bone-in, skin-on chicken leg and thigh. So this is 2 legs and 2 thighs. And they're chopped into chunks right through the bone. And you can find chicken that's cut like this at Chinese butchers. And if not, you can also use chicken drumettes, which has a lot of bones as well. And the reason why I chose this kind of chicken is so that I can just use water, and the bones from the chicken will turn that water into flavorful chicken stock. However, if you're going to use boneless chicken, you can totally do that. Just make sure you use a good unsalted chicken stock instead to maximize your flavor, okay? All right, so now that the coconut milk is reduced and it's super thick now, I'm going to add my curry paste. So I'm using red curry paste, and I wanted to just point out because this brand of curry paste comes in a little can like this, and it's good for vegetarians because there's no shrimp paste added to it. However, because we are clearly not making a vegetarian curry, what I would do normally is I add like a little pinch of shrimp paste into it to sort of make up for that. I forgot my shrimp paste today, so we're gonna have a non-shrimp pasty curry for today. That's all right. And of course, if you're feeling hardcore and you want to make your own curry paste, I have a video for that too. I'll put the link right up here. So now that the curry paste is thick and you can see the coconut oil sort of sizzling away around the edges, that means it's ready. So what that is the curry paste is now frying in the coconut oil. It's developing the flavor. So it's, basically you want the herbs and the spices to really cook and bloom. Now the time is right for the chicken. What am I doing? I can just pour the whole thing in. Ta-da! There you go. Sometimes, you do something and you're like, this makes no sense. All right, so give this a quick toss. Get it all covered in the curry paste. Look at that. And now I'm going to add the rest of my coconut milk. And it so happens that this bottle is exactly 1 cup, so that makes it easy. But I'm going to add 2 more cups of water. And so it's a pretty high ratio of water to coconut milk, but that's what's going to keep this broth, yeah, I like to call it broth, light and sippable. I should say drinkable, because I have been known to drink this broth. I'm going to season this a little bit with some fish sauce and also some palm sugar to cut all that saltiness. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the chicken simmer and braise until it's fork tender for 30 minutes. That's about how long it should take, but of course you always want to check it with a fork. But I'm also going to add my winter melon right now. Now I know some of you are wondering, wait, obviously it wouldn't take 30 minutes for these things to cook, and it doesn't, but if you cook winter melon just until they are done, they kind of taste like just winter melon. And that's not very exciting. Like, it doesn't taste great. But if you give it a long time to sit and simmer, it'll absorb all that flavor and then they become sort of a sponge full of curry flavor. And they don't actually overcook very easily, so you can let them go for a good 30 minutes and they'll still hold their shape. Oh, look at that. Smells so good in here right now. Now, about 5 minutes before this was done, I threw in some kaffir lime leaves, which I just tore into chunks, and that just adds sort of some citrusy freshness to help balance out the richness of the curry. Now, if you notice, there is a lot of oil on here, and this is a combination of the coconut oil that we separated and also some chicken fat. In Thailand, this is completely normal and we just leave it as is, but if it bothers you, you can skim some off. I wouldn't skim it all off because you are throwing away some of that flavor as well. The chicken is now super tender and the winter melon is fully cooked and it's going to be translucent all the way through, but it's still holding its shape, and right now it's just soft and delicious. And if you look at the actual consistency of the broth, look how light and thin that is, right? So it's more like a soup. So I'm going to give it a taste. Oh, it's so good. Oh, so comforting. It's like chicken soup taken to the next level. But I will add a little more seasoning with some fish sauce. And this is always what you want to do when you make curry. You don't want to add all your fish sauce in the beginning because you just never know. It's hard to fix something that's too salty. This next little bit is completely optional, but I wanted to show you anyway because it is done in Thailand and I actually like it. I'm going to add in here some pork blood. So this is pork blood that's sold in a block. You can also do chicken blood. Actually, I would prefer chicken, but I can only find pork. And it's got a texture of sort of somewhere between soft and medium firm tofu. In fact, when I was little, I was at the grocery store and I saw this being sold and I was so convinced it was chocolate flavored tofu. And thank goodness I didn't try it before somebody told me that that's not chocolate tofu. So I'm just gonna add this to the curry and bring it to a boil. It doesn't need to be cooked for a long time, but you do wanna sort of cook it until it's hot, thoroughly hot all the way through. Again, this is completely optional. All right, that looks good to me. And now I'm gonna finish it off with some Thai basil. Ooh, this pot is full. I'm gonna turn this off now because I just need the residual heat to wilt the basil. And that is pretty much done. Now you can serve it right now. If you've got time though, let it sit for a couple of hours or even do this a day in advance and the winter melon will be even more flavorful as it sits and absorbs all that flavor. So good. We always have curry with rice in Thailand, and this is how we normally would serve this curry as well, but it's so light and brothy, as you can see, that I am actually gonna taste it as is straight up, and it's a great curry to put with noodles as well, so you can make like a curry noodle soup. So good. Oh, that's hot. So I think I'm gonna have to go from here. Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna have a little bit of the blood. Oh, what a comforting dish. The seasoning is not too strong, so you can sort of drink it like soup. And that blood, if you haven't had it before, but you've had liver, it's got a similar flavor. So if you like liver, I think you're gonna like it because it's got almost like a jello-y tofu texture. What a great dish. Super simple, really rustic, something you can whip up the day before, and I can guarantee you, you can eat this for a week and you won't get sick of it. So the recipe, as always, will be on hatthaikitchen.com. When you make it, send me a photo on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And if you haven't subscribed to the show, please do so you never miss an episode. And I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal.